For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello? And welcome, if you're still out there,
Nailing it so far.
to episode 87. Oh, I'm back in it now.
I've
got
back.
it. Got back in it there.
I was
Remembered
worried.
the flow of That's a Shame.
You thought this was Scream of the Week, didn't you?
No,
That's what you were doing.
no, it's been so bloody long since we've done this, Isaac.
Oh, I know.
I've forgotten what it's all about.
Yeah.
Are we Pod Save America?
That's us, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, at least.
Did you
I'm
see
looking
that
forward to your insights.
Great ClickHole article I sent you about Pod Save America?
Yes, I did.
That said, in a, a
bold
subtle
allusion
hint
or something.
to the American presidents, none of the hosts are women.
I do quite like that show, though, so let's not attack them too heartily.
Okay, all right. Well, this thankfully is not Pod Save America.
Nope.
This is That's a Shame. I am Declan.
I am Isaac.
Now, it's weird, isn't it? Because for the last few episodes,
Mm-hmm.
we were both in the same room, but you
Yes.
were away.
Oh, I was very away. Not
And
only
I was-
geographically, but also psychologically,
Very
emotionally.
much. Didn't
Spiritually.
didn't speak to us for a fortnight.
I had my phone, I threw it straight in the safe in the hotel room. Left it there.
And but yeah, we were sort of in the same room, and I was there in Collindale, and
Yeah,
you were
I
there in
remember those
Collindale.
days.
But then you buggered off.
Straight off I went.
I
To
tell you
Florida.
what though, the upload worked remarkably well.
Apart from that
So-
first one where something didn't post, the rest of
Yeah,
them, all automatic.
perfect. So
Yeah.
well done to Isaac for that.
And well done to the internet for
Yeah.
doing whatever its role was
Yeah,
in carrying it out for us. Thanks, guys.
did a lot of the heavy lifting there.
Yeah,
the old
I'd say
web.
so.
But now
Mm-hmm.
it's our first episode, supposedly back after the break.
Yeah.
But what's gone on?
Well, I sat down today and I put our table where it normally is between us, got your chair ready, gave my room a sort of cursory tidy. Not that it needed it, mind you, but you know, I'm pernickety
I know
in that
you like to make
regard.
it nice for me.
Exactly. I want to make it a homely podcast setting. And I was sat there, let me tell you, what time is it now? 10 to 7. It's been 6 hours of just waiting, looking at the door every now and then, kind of hoping, like one of those sad dogs that hasn't been adopted, like it perks up whenever someone walks past. But it was just
Mark every time.
again. Or it was the ghost coming to lock your bathroom door. Because
Oh,
it
yeah,
turns
yeah.
out you've fucked off to Ireland in my absence.
Well, technically you were there when I
I
fucked
didn't
off.
notice, did I? I was looking
No.
away that day.
I did try and come into your room because I sort of changed my plans
Uh-huh.
to what they were originally going to be.
In
Basically,
terms of
I've-
your drive.
Yeah, basically I've come over to Ireland, listeners, because
He's a virulent anti-abortion campaigner.
and I was here fighting to save the 8th.
Yeah. Declan dressed up as a big number 8 and just ran around Belfast. Oh no, that's a different country.
No, I've come over because my girlfriend has recently moved in with us in the flat.
Yeah. Don't tell the
and
estate
I-
agent
and
anyone,
I-
okay?
And I just needed to get away from her, really. So I've come here. No,
After she wrote that 18-page document about watering plants. You had
yes.
enough?
So she flew over early last week to come and like start rounding up her stuff.
Yep.
And I've come over. I had to drive over with the car, as one does.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
in order to bring the stuff back. So I was heading off. I was supposed to be heading off on early Friday morning, kind of like 5:30 sort of time.
Oh, the fun hours.
Yeah, exactly.
The great big fun hours. Yeah.
But Isaac and I were up watching Sun, Sex and Suspicious Parents until about 1. And
Wow, outed.
so I sort of got to my room at about 1:15
Uh-huh.
because I was doing stuff. It doesn't take 15 minutes from the lounge to my room.
God, we've really undersold Collindale.
The size
Sprawling.
of the flat. And I kind of like, I got into bed and I put the television on and I was kind of thinking about all the things I had to do in the morning. Got to water my girlfriend's bloody plants before I go, and I've got to make sure that I bring my lunch, and I've got to pack, and I've got to put some stuff away before I go. And I was like thinking, oh, fuck's sake. So when am I going to sit? I'm going to need at least 45 minutes, an hour before I leave in order to do this stuff. So I'm going to have to set the alarm for like 4:30. So I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Looked at tweets for what I thought was 10 minutes,
Oh, no,
but could have been any
4
amount of
hours,
time.
was it?
And I just looked up and it was 2:15. And I went, oh, fuck's sake. Right. Put my phone down, laid down, closed my eyes. I think I closed my eyes for maybe 15 seconds before going, this is nonsense. I'm driving. I'm just going to go.
Wow.
I was like, well, by that point, I was going to have 2 hours sleep, which does
that's
nobody any good.
I don't know if this has the case for you as well, but my brain and body play this fun trick on me where outside of my control, if I know I have to wake up at a certain time and as it gets nearer to that time, just will not fall asleep. There's nothing that can be done.
No. And you start doing the old calculations of how long I've got left to sleep.
Yeah.
If I fell asleep right now, and then by the time you've done the maths, you've got fewer minutes anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. I was like, I'm so awake. Like, I'm appallingly awake. So I thought I may as well just go now. And I thought if I go now, then I'll get like a much clearer drive through. So
Straight to Fishguard.
I got up, went out, gave the plants a quick 3 a.m. water.
Nice. They love that.
Yeah. Grabbed my packed lunch, packed my bags, got in the car, and off I set.
Oh,
Got to the M4.
yep.
That was shut.
Oh,
That's the one road. That's the one road
good.
all the way here. So I had to basically. It wasn't that the road was shut; it's that the slip road onto it was shut.
Ah, clever.
So it's the road is working so long as you're already on it.
Yeah.
So I had
that's
to
a
kind
good
of
feature.
find my way back and then get onto it. And then made my way. And to be fair, it was a great decision in the end because I didn't see a spot of traffic for the whole journey there. Managed to
good.
stop a few times, which is quite nice.
The car survived as well.
Car survived, yeah. I mean,
I've not been. It was a kind of inauspicious send off, as I recall.
yeah. I took it finally to have a pump replaced that I mentioned recently, or not recently.
No,
I mentioned
few.
a couple of months ago on the show. Isaac, you saw the pump that was replaced. Thoughts?
It looked like a sort of a bagpipe bellows after a vicious bee
sort of
attack.
puma. Yeah, it was not in great shape, and I figured if I was driving all the way over here, I may as well
Not
try and get
blow
it.
up.
Yeah, I may as well give the car as much help as I can.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I took it down to see Darren, and he asked me, "So what prompted you to get it changed?" In the end, I said, "Oh, because I'm driving to Ireland on Friday." And he sort of side-eyed me. He was like in the bonnet fixing it at the time and sort of looked over his shoulder at me and just nodded towards the car and went, "In this."
That's a professional car man, as is his title.
Yeah, I said. Well, he said, "You're a braver man than I. I'll look out for you on the news."
Oh, it's nice that he cares, though, isn't it? That's the kind of
exactly.
aftercare that you don't always get with a mechanic.
No, so I managed to make it over here. I had to go to old Fishguard again.
Oh, of course.
They've only jacked up the bloody car park prices since I last. Yeah, not much. It's still only £7 to park for a whole week.
Oh, that's quite good.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I was glad that it wasn't too much because that was basically where I had to sleep for a few hours just in the car park there.
Great dear. Did you get to see much of Fishguard? Did you tick off all the TripAdvisor top 10?
No, well the thing is, I don't know what the Fishguard TripAdvisor top 10 includes, but unless it includes boots at 8:40 in the morning, probably not.
Yeah, no, I think it does.
Or that car park. Because basically I got there and had no change for the car park. So I had to go to Boots and buy a toothbrush in order to break up a note in order to park my car.
Oh.
But then it turns out my sleep was totally against the rules.
What, you're not allowed to sleep in the car park?
No.
Why? So you don't use it as a Fishguard hotel?
Yeah.
Because they need the tourism trade, I guess.
Yeah, they're absolutely gagging for it.
Wow. And did anyone prevent you? Did anyone wake you with one of those bells on a stick?
No, a guy knocked on the window.
Uh-oh. I'd be livid.
But here's the thing. He wasn't, he didn't work there. He wasn't
He was just a fucking vigilante waker-upper.
Yeah, he woke me up
That's sick.
and he was like, you're not allowed to stay here.
Wow.
And I said, well, I'm not for long. And he went, oh, all right.
Oh, it's one of those rules.
And then just left.
What sort of person has all of the, like, they've psyched themselves out, like, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to wake him up. And then at the first minor quibble, they're like, oh, okay, it's fine then.
Fair enough.
That's
Leave
a
it,
real
lads.
sweet
Leave
spot
it.
of
Leave it.
failure. It's like, yeah, well, he's holding me back now, so
Yeah.
that's rubbish.
So I got on the ferry.
Good.
That was all right.
Loved it, did you?
I went to sleep.
Oh, so that's a yes.
Got myself a cabin and went to sleep. Got off on the other side and drove all the way here. I was driving, the day that I arrived was the day, as Isaac alluded to earlier, of the abortion referendum.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I cannot wait to drive back, because the drive here was quite depressing. Because I think I counted over 150 vote no posters.
Wow, really?
Yeah, just tacked everywhere.
Wow.
And whilst I saw some, Together for Yes posters, there were sadly nowhere near as many.
Yeah.
The no posters as well had such a broad array of tactics.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was to say that 1 in 5 babies in the UK is aborted.
Oh.
They like to use the word babies a lot.
Yeah, no, they do like that one.
Fetuses.
1 in 5.
Or even embryos.
Lawyers. Future popes.
90% of Down syndrome babies are aborted, was another
Right.
of their tactics.
Therefore, no one should ever be allowed an abortion.
That's the one. They what they did a lot of was having posters that said, at 9 weeks, I can yawn.
At 10 weeks, I've got the backflip down.
Yeah. 11 weeks, I'm doing slam poetry in the womb.
12 weeks, check out the Bitcoin portfolio, Mum.
But then, on the poster having a picture of a baby that has already been born.
Oh, clever.
What? No one's aborting that.
It's a 3-year-old child. That's called murder.
It just, it always reminds me of the great Family Guy bit where Glenn gets a baby like dropped on his doorstep that like is his, and he doesn't know what to do with it. And Peter's like, Glenn, you got to abort. And he's like, Peter, you can't do that. She's already been born. It's like, oh God, the liberal media have got you. They have got you. No, Peter, you just can't do it. He just whispers, Glenn, give her back to God.
That's a great expression.
So
Give her
yeah,
back
it
to
was
God.
quite depressing drive out here waiting for it. And then, of course, the exit poll said that it was an absolute
8,000% of people voting yes abortions.
landslide vote for yes, which was great. So it's going to be nice driving past all those no posters, knowing that someone spent all that money on them.
Oh yeah, that is
What
good.
about all those Americans that came over and tried to get everyone to vote no?
Goodness, they've got a lot of time on their hands, haven't they?
A lot of time and money to waste.
Very misguided idiots.
Very, very poor.
Goodness
So
me.
I'm here now,
That's
out
good.
in the sticks. We went to some horse racing today. Point-to-point
Oh.
horse racing.
What's point to point mean in this context?
So it
Sounds
not
like they've got a human centipede, like nose to tail,
yeah.
like running the whole way as a big
No,
line.
it's basically, it's not official track racing.
Right.
So
So like in a car park.
no, it was just in a field that someone owned.
Right, weird.
It was really like interesting to go to.
Is
because
there any kind
it's-
of horse racing, sorry to interrupt, where the horse just races of its own accord with no people?
what like a time trial?
Where you just, no,
And
like, you can have 5 different horses.
it goes against its own ghost.
Yeah, that's the one.
Like Mario.
It goes
Oh,
against
what,
the
you mean-
ghost of Black
So
Beauty.
just the horses.
Yeah, jockeyless horse
No
racing.
jockey. Not that I know of. No.
That sounds like a good sport, doesn't it?
Well,
Because then you could put funny
Don't-
things on their back.
not really, because they're more likely to hurt themselves
Oh, really?
that way.
Are they
Yeah.
very, very stupid horses? I don't know a lot about them.
No, but they like if you blinker them for the race, or if they have like saddles on and whatnot,
Yeah.
they will just keep running.
Oh, like that video that was going
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah, that I showed you.
Yeah.
There was a loose horse today, and they caught it
stepped
in
in.
perhaps even more spectacular fashion.
Uh-huh.
There were just like 3 guys who were standing on at the corner of the track where the parade circle was, essentially for them before the race. And as
Is
the
that what
horse
they have to
came
do,
down,
that weird little trotting around, like
Yeah.
equestrian events?
yeah. And
Poor horse.
these three, well, they were just walking. They were just walking.
Okay, they don't have to do that stupid, like...
No. They were just walking in a circle.
Okay, that's fine.
So there were just like three guys who were standing there, like behind the rope that marked off the parade circle, and they were just jumping up and down, flapping the rope, and the horse just went, "Oh, okay," and just walked into the circle.
Wow.
Like went from full speed charging, no jockey. It was mad. It was like really
horse Darren Brown.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool skill.
So it's been quite good. Yeah, I've enjoyed it, but I'm driving back tomorrow afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's your projected home time?
About 4 a.m.
In time for another episode of Sun, Sex and Suspicious Parents.
Oh, yeah. Have it lined up.
Excellent news. Well,
how's it been being back?
Oh, very depressing. I've been asleep a lot. I've not done much work either. For want of having it.
That does sound like depression.
Yeah, just there is a known phenomenon if you ever
the post-Disney blues.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney depression, they call it. Some people have been afflicted by it for up to, a lifetime. What little is left of it at this stage. But yeah, I've just been...
I've been miserable since 2002.
I've been watching YouTube videos of Disney people talking about things, playing a lot of music that they play in the parks, thinking about Mickey Mouse every few minutes just to pass the time.
Thinking about him doing what?
Just whatever he wants, that's the thing. He's his own mouse these days, and you can't tie him down to one particular avenue.
Do you think he would fare well or poorly in a fight against our invincible Ronald?
Oh, I think you just can't underestimate the amount of money that Mickey Mouse has at his disposal. Ronald might be invincible, but Mickey could finance an army to come and just engage him for some years at a time. I think if it was going to go, it would become like a battle of attrition, ultimately.
Mickey's basically Ultron from the second Avengers film.
Yeah, he's got that look about him. I think that's, accurate.
Did you see there was a thread on Reddit yesterday on the who would win subreddit, which I don't know if we've mentioned before, but is basically a place for mostly superhero characters from different universes. And it's, if we put these people in a situation, who would win the fight?
Yeah. Gandalf Dumbledore is a classic as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there was one yesterday that was who would lose in just a hand-to-hand fight with Batman, but would win if he had a year's prep, or the other way around, would beat him hand-to-hand, but would lose with the year's prep. And someone made the really great answer that's saying anyone with any toon power beats him if he has the year of prep. It's if you fight Jerry Mouse just straight up, you just kick him and he's gone.
Yeah.
But if you take it seriously and study for a year, all he has to do is just paint a fake mouse on the wall and Batman's fucked. It's there's no. He's a really cool comment because he was there's nothing funny, there's nothing comedic about trying hard. So he would inevitably lose against any cartoon character if he had a year of prep, even though he could obviously kick the shit out of Daffy Duck if he just came across him in the street. It's such a great idea.
We need Disney to buy DC then for this to be realised. It can only be a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
Before they hoover up every other property.
Although, did you see that Netflix overtook them as the most
but only for about 4 seconds.
Yeah. But still.
That's
still something.
Nonetheless. It is. It's weird because they own so much less stuff, Netflix.
Yeah.
And they have so much less money. And assets.
Isn't it weird because they don't they run at a loss?
Yeah, I thought that was the case. What that shows for me then is that,
finance is horse shit.
Quite big joke lie.
It's just such a lie.
Just dreamt up by frauds.
I'm gonna try and have to convince the bank of this. I know I'm in the negative.
Look,
but
I'm like the Netflix.
But I'm actually I'm better than Disney.
I may be running a loss every day, but sure I can get a mortgage. Why not? Dare to dream. We're making this a short episode today, but I thought we ought to dive into some email because I think there are 2 that we'd like to look at. One from Mark, which was sent about a week ago while I was away.
Oh yes, I remember this.
And where was I when it arrived? I think I was in the Disney's Animal Kingdom, if you'd believe such a thing.
Oh, so you did have your phone on you.
Yeah, no, I did have my phone on me. I was just,
You didn't just chuck it in the safe.
No, just ignoring everyone and everything and every responsibility that I'm otherwise subscribed to.
Wow.
Mark's been in touch. Reset is the subject line. Isaac and Declan, having just listened to your Would You Rather about having a life reset, do you remember the wording well enough to remind people?
This was episode 86, wasn't it? So this was the one that was, would you rather that when you die, your life starts again and you retain all of the knowledge from your first life, or that you could set various save points throughout life to go back to.
And where did you come down to save
Well,
points?
we came down on save points. We because we said that there's no real downside to the save points that there is to the die and rebirth one.
Yeah, we had to make up a lot of extra
jeopardized
things.
it somewhat by saying that they would happen automatically every 10 years, or that you'd only get 5.
Yeah.
That you'd have to set, and you had to die to go back to them.
Yes. Having just listened to your Would You Rather about having a life reset, surely the thing to do is set a save point just before a big Euro Millions draw. Here are the steps. Live through the draw, memorise the numbers, hit the reset, the like this bit, jump in front of a train or whatever, enter and win the money, live the dream. Mark. Mark's gaming the system there, and we can only respect him for it. I think that is a perfectly viable option.
Yeah, although we didn't really specify how identical things would be if you went back.
No, that's true.
Maybe it's one of those mosquito things, that it goes back and things are exactly the same when you get back, but by the time you reach the draw, all that needs to happen is one ball goes awry.
Assuming
you're left with your proverbial dick in the wind.
Oh, that would be bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine going back to a save point and just finding your dick back in the wind over and over again.
That sounds like another Charlie Brooker, doesn't it? A Black Mirror. The guy
Dick
keeps
in the
going
wind.
back. No,
Don't
not
think
Dick
so.
in the Wind.
I think we're watching a different
Charlie
series.
Brooker's Dick in the Wind. No, that you would try Mark's technique and go back, but the balls would be different. The lottery balls would
they're
be
just
different.
cubes.
And so you're like, oh, okay, that's weird. So you go back again to try and to try and get it right, and then it's wrong again, and this guy just keeps going back, reliving every possible set of lottery numbers just so he can win.
Wow, that is depressing.
Wow, you're right.
I'll pitch it to Charlie. Noah's been in
called
touch.
Dick in
Now,
the
Charlie,
Wind.
don't be put off by the title, because there's some real meat to this morsel.
It's about balls and where they land.
Subject, defuck. One word, ends with a Q. D-A-F-U-K. F-U-Q. Fuck. It's what all the cool kids are saying. Now, look, this is confusing to read because the body just continues from the title. So let me give it to you as one piece. Defuck is a gammon ? Now, that's the whole email there. Characteristically brief.
Yeah, brief.
To the point.
But, Noah, he hasn't got time.
All the content's there.
Hasn't got time to be dicking about.
You seem like someone well versed in the lineage of the term gammon.
Yeah.
Which has sprung up in fairly recent. It's not been like news. It's just mad that it has been news ever, really.
Yeah.
But it's only in the last month or so, as far as I know, that it's actually become like a serious thing.
Yeah.
But the short version is that it's a fun way to trigger the right wing pals.
Yeah.
But give us some more backstory.
But what I'd like to say on that is that what's more fun than that is that the left hasn't really ever had any of these sorts of words. Not really for the right. And the right has always tried to levy as many as they can.
Yeah.
Cuck.
Loony left.
Yeah.
Libtard.
Oh, loony lefty. Libtard is another one they absolutely love.
Snowflakes
one.
SJWs.
Stuff about liberal tears.
Yeah.
They love it all.
Many.
Go back to your safe space.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is that whilst they all say it, no one actually cares. Like, there's no one going.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, haven't we?
Yeah, how there's no one going. Oh no, he called me a snowflake.
How did he know?
Snowflake is a slur. You can't say that.
Yeah.
And
the glee that they take in using them has never seemed commensurate with the actual effect, which has been nothing.
Yeah, and then the left created one, like by accident.
Such a silly one as well.
And they have kicked the fuck off.
Yeah, it was like second page news in some major papers.
Basically, someone made the observation that a lot of the people who complained about Corbyn and about socialism, about left-wing policies in general, happened to be white, middle-aged fat men.
Yeah. With
particularly red faces.
There's also maybe a leatheriness there as well.
Yeah, caused by all of the anger and the hatred that is misplaced in their lives. And thought that this was best summed up by the phonetically amusing word gammon, which is
got such a great
pork
bite
cut.
To it.
Yeah. And so people started using gammon quite casually, and it didn't pick up much traction until, and I don't know who it was, but a right-wing tweeter, used the phrase "gammon is a slur," and after that, the whole thing exploded.
Yes.
And it's since been, as Isaac said, like national news debates. Isn't it a slur? Should you be able to use it? The DUP, of all people, the Northern Irish Unionist, the Democratic Unionist Party, who jumped into bed with Theresa May to the tune of £1 billion.
And they're very left-wing, are they?
No, they're the very, very, very socially conservative.
Oh, but they find the word gammon funny, I guess.
No. Turns out they think that it's a slur. It's racist.
No.
Yeah, they were being racist.
Fuck, I got it the wrong way around.
White people.
That's such a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a real shame to have heard people like serious news presenters on various like radio stations and stuff having to talk about the word gammon.
Yeah.
With a straight face.
Like the column inches, and not just back page column inches, front page column inches, dedicated to debating whether the word gammon, if levied at a white angry man, is a slur.
It's like the thing, someone made a point in an article I read recently about how you can tell, like if you just took a snapshot of political discourse over the last year, you can see the amount of damage that's been done to society as a whole when terms like gammon, shit show, or no, shithole, wasn't it, for the countries that Trump deplores, the term porn star, these are all just like common breakfast news discussion points.
Yeah.
And how that's just the unprecedented madness that like little kids at primary school are waking up to hear a porn star that the president paid off after declaring everywhere a shithole. It's just very odd.
There are inevitably people writing like GCSE stories or SAT, like creative writing assignments about the piss tape is real. You know, like that's just news. Like, that's just the everyday. It's mad. It's a circus. It's an absolute circus.
And Trump, of course, kind of gammon in chief.
Oh, maybe he's the lead gammon.
Maybe Noah wants to start popularising the term across the pond, as we say,
I reckon
so readily.
Noah should get one of his screenplays going.
Oh, yes, we've still got to get to that, of course. Well, look, it's coming up to half an hour. I think we should jump out because you've got a whole trip to prepare for. I've got to go and cry a bit more over the memories of times gone by. Next time we record, however, we will be together. I've got a present to give you live on air.
Ooh,
picked
I'm
out
excited.
Straight from Disney World, specifically Disney Springs. And you know what they say about Disney Springs, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need to repeat it here, but we both know.
Yeah, no, we're both we're
equally well up on Disney. Yeah,
sure.
Cool.
The lingo.
Yeah, exactly. I'm also going to do some reporting on having rewatched I'm starting to watch every Disney film in order to try and, as I say, take my mind off the abyss that is everywhere else. And so I've now seen Snow White and Pinocchio, and I just want to do a deep dive into Pinocchio for a bit when you're back, because it remains one of the most troubling things.
I'm slightly insulted because you not 4 days ago asked if I wanted to do this with you.
Yeah, you can. You can hop on whenever.
Again. Oh, wow.
I thought you were doing it in Fishguard.
You didn't send me a signal that we'd started.
I thought that was obvious by my tone.
For fuck's sake.
Gosh,
right, fine. I'll have to watch Pinocchio then.
Yeah, we'll do that before the next episode. But we'll be doing all kinds of fun things next week. Until then, however, there are a multitude of ways to get in touch with the show. As a number of you did during my absence, it was nice and a bit odd to be just in the middle of, like, I don't know, It's a Small World, and then an email comes in about something that I hadn't talked about for 2.5 weeks. Yeah, it was a very strange experience to read some of the emails contrasted against the overwhelming joy of my surroundings. But I liked it. I lived for it. So if people want to get in touch, as well they ought, how, Declan, would you recommend they go about it?
Well, they could email us, tas, at shame.city, or alternatively, they could come hopping, skipping and jumping into our inboxes via the website contact form. That's shame.city/contact. While you're on the website, visit shame.city/review or reviews and leave us a 5-star review. That's the little code you need to leave so that they actually put yours on the website.
Yep.
You could find us on Twitter. The show is to be found at That's a Shamecast. I am to be found at Cynical Declan. Isaac is to be found at Isaac BD. You can also perhaps find us on Patreon if you've got any sort of dollar or coins, maybe.
Why not?
A ruble or two to chuck our way. That's patreon.com/shamecity. And you can, as always, whammy bomb the fuck out of it. Word of mouth is best of mouth.
True.
Tell some friends.
Yeah. Tell all your friends, really. Is probably preferable. I've also had an idea while I was in the shower today that we should do a survey. It's been a year. I'd like to do a survey of our listenership about, like, what works, what doesn't work, what they want, what they don't want, things like that, with a view to restructuring our Patreon particularly. And we'll have to try and think of some motivation, some impetus, some incentives for that. Maybe a personalised episode.
Is that going to be conducted through our famously popular Twitter polls?
You better believe it won't. Eschewing that medium.
8 votes and 3 of them are us.
That's funny and sad. And that's really the remit of the show. Anyway.
That's where we lie on the spectrum.
Yeah, exactly. Look, this has been episode 87. It's been a short one, but what do you expect from a man who's just been braving Fishguard?
Long ones to come.
Exactly. All normal services to resume presently. Until then, I've been Isaac. You've been.
I've been Declan.
And we'll see you in episode 88.
See you then. He came up and he was like sniffing it, and you're like, fair enough, you know, like it's something new. And then he kind of like licked the bonnet a bit, and he was like, okay. And then he sort of just looked at us a bit, and then went, just booted the car. It was mad.
Kicked the bloody car, he did.
The bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder. My new home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you.